What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to the AMR podcast. I'm Ari.
And this is Rockwell. And today we are going to be doing not doing the last, but we're going to be reviewing the last 5 episodes of Season 1 of High School Musical, the series.
Yeah, we're not going to be acting it out for all of you. I'm sorry.
What do you mean by acting out?
Because you said doing the episodes.
You know, I could. I got a killer singing voice.
But do you have a killer acting presence?
Depends. I've never actually been on stage before.
Oh boy.
I could totally do it. Just put me in the jersey. Get your head in the game. We gotta get your head in the game.
Anyway.
That's not my singing voice.
From the last High School Musical, the series podcast we did, the last 5 episodes.
First 5 episodes.
I know. Didn't I say since?
Oh, yeah, you said yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, so we went to episode 5, and now we're going to talk about the last 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And the first episode really, once we get to the last episode, we'll talk about what we felt about the season altogether. So the first episode that we're going to be talking about is episode 6, obviously. You know, you could definitely tell this is not scripted. Is What Team? And in this episode, it's when Miss Jen is caught as a fraud, and she is put on trial with the school to basically say if she is fit to be teaching these students.
Which, honestly, she's not. Based on what the law is, I mean, she doesn't even have a teaching license, and she lied on her application. Now, I know the kids love her, right? But she should have known that going into it.
But yeah, no, the kids love her, and they try to figure out, how do we save the musical? Because they really do love enjoying what they're doing now. And so they set up a little musical during the trial, which, if I remember right, I cringed at that, didn't I?
It wasn't the best. It was one of my least favorite songs in the series, I think.
I wouldn't say it's my least favorite, but the opportunity, like the moment it happened, I'm like, they're doing it in front of people that could expel them. Right. This is just going to end badly.
Right.
So, yeah, I will say it's not really my favorite song. Definitely not my favorite song. I have my top 3. That's something we're also going to be doing. We talked about this in Frozen 2. We'll talk about like what our top 3 favorite songs are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was basically the episode. It wasn't a bad episode from what I remember.
Actually, Miss Jen, the teacher who was flirting with Ricky's dad in the previous episode, finds out in this episode.
Oh yeah.
That he is indeed Ricky's dad, which makes things very awkward between them. And Nene also becomes jealous that Ricky and not Nene. Is it Nene?
Nene becomes jealous because she finds Ricky singing the song Gabriella sung in High School Musical. What the hell is it? When There Was Me and You, to Gina. And I can understand her jealousy, the way it was perceived from the camera angle from her point of view. It makes it look like he's singing it to her, but he was just showing her
practicing.
Well, not practicing, but more like showing his rendition of it. And Gina just really liked it. You can tell Gina likes Ricky in that way. Mm-hmm. Or at least really appreciates him. It's hard to tell where her feelings are.
At this point, this is when. So the prom already happened, right? Not the prom, the homecoming.
Yeah, the homecoming was episode 5.
Yeah, so we know that Gina kissed Ricky on the cheek in that episode. So there's definitely like a little crush happening.
I can't even tell if Ricky. I don't even know if Ricky had. Like, we'll talk about it a little later, but I don't know if Ricky even had a crush on her in that way. I think his feelings were getting confused. I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely confused.
Yeah, but as an episode, I liked it. I think it really showed the appreciation of, what the students had for the teacher.
But not as much as a future episode.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So now we're going to move on to Thanksgiving. Honestly, I felt emotions. I didn't cry, but I felt emotions near the end of this episode, but we were getting ahead of ourselves. So it's a Thanksgiving episode. The students who are part of the musical, they're having a Thanksgiving party at EJ's I don't remember what EJ's cousin's name is. Ashlyn? Yeah, Ashlyn. It says it right there. Ashlyn and Miss Jen and the robotics teacher, they're having like their own little thing at the school.
They're getting friendly with each other. They were like rivals for so long. To me, and I just started watching Glee with Rockwell. He's never seen it, but the way the teachers, Miss Jen and the robotics teacher, their like rivalry is similar to the coach and the Glee teacher in Glee, like in the beginning.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, and personally, this is an episode that's really focused on Gina. Wait, there's something I'm missing.
What are you missing?
I'm trying to remember. I think it's in this episode, actually.
What? This is when... So, at the party, Nini also feels that she's out of place. Everyone's having fun, and she's out of place with the rest of them.
I'll talk about what I feel like we're missing.
Okay.
Because I don't think we mentioned it in the previous podcast episode. That's why I went blank for a moment. But yeah, no, continue what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then Gina is at the party, and I think she made Ricky like these like little turkey cakes or something like that. That was cute.
Oh yeah, like the ones your mom made.
No, I got those from the store. Anyway, she handmade them.
Oh,
Gina.
Yeah, they look delicious.
And Ricky is happy she's there. They play a board game based on High School Musical, but then Gina gets a call that she has to go home, and she finds out that she's going to be moving.
Again, because Gina is the not exchange student, right?
It's just that
transfer student.
Yeah, like her mom, I think she's a single mom, and she has to move a lot for her job. So, Gina's used to it, but she's finally feeling like she has friends and everything. And it's the opposite for Nini, actually, because now Nini is feeling like she needs to move on and go to a different school, and that's focused on the arts more.
Mm-hmm. So. She's taking a chance at herself because, I think any high school student would definitely feel this way. I know I felt this way when I was in high school, is that actually I felt like this my entire life for the majority of it, actually, is that we all want to stand out. Like, if we feel like we're nobodies, then how are we going to be remembered after we get out? And really, this episode is really focused on Nini and Gina, especially Gina, because this is the first time she's not, granted, after episode 5, she's 6, and then this episode she was no longer acting like a bitch. She was actually, I was starting to really like her, and I was a little heartbroken that she had to leave so soon.
Yeah.
And once we get to the final episode, I'll ask you. But yeah, no, I was heartbroken because I'm like, she's actually becoming a really nice person. And let's not forget EJ, who was trying to stupidly make amends for all the bullshit he did.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I think he went back on it a little in the future and was just like, yeah, never mind, it's too difficult.
Oh, no, the reason why is because no one was appreciating it. Because he lost all his followers on Instagram, followers anywhere, really. And he was just like, this is just kind of hurting. And then we skip to the tech rehearsal, which Miss Jen and the robotics teacher, which I remember a comment you made when we were watching it. You're like, watch, this is going to be Corbin Blue's brother.
I wish.
I don't even know if he has a brother.
I don't know. They could have just made one up.
That is true. Which, speaking of making up, Miss Jen, the actress, granted, this is very stupid to make. I actually was curious myself of how true this was. But the actress actually never was in High School Musical.
No.
But then again, actually in the show, they actually do, in this next episode, the tech rehearsal, they do reveal that it was just like a background character.
Yeah.
If anything. But the tech rehearsal, Miss Jen and...
Episode, 8?
Episode 8.
Yeah.
Miss Jen and the robotics teacher, they end up burning down or starting a fire in
so the episode before
stage.
On Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
they weren't paying attention to what they were doing. They were working on some projects together, like late at night at the school, and they weren't paying attention to what they were doing, and they ended up burning down the auditorium stage. So now they have to find a completely different venue if they want to put on this play. So who's the choreographer's name again? What's his name? Well, the choreographer suggested that they go to an abandoned...
Seb.
No, that's Sharpay.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Seb's boyfriend.
Yeah, but anyway, he suggested...
Carlos, yeah.
He suggested that they go to a venue that his, rich family member owns or something like that, but it's abandoned, so they have to clean it up and stuff. So that's where the episode takes place.
And Miss Jen has a bit of a history with it, which they do explore in the episode.
That's true. Basically, that venue was where they first screened the original High School Musical.
I wonder if that's true.
Probably not. But
where's the lie? Where's the truth and the lies?
But we discover that the reason that Miss Jen is against it is because she was sitting there for the preview of the movie and she was waiting for her line. She had one line in the whole movie and they cut it out.
Is that the last apple?
Yeah, is that the last apple? It was in the cafeteria scene. And so you see Miss Jen younger with braces and stuff, she looked really nerdy, and waiting for that line, and it never happened.
Can I just say, it's always a little cringy when they make an older actress look younger.
Yeah.
She looked pretty. It was a little weird. It's I don't know, but yeah, no, that I wouldn't be disappointed if that line was cut out. Mm-hmm. If I did that line, I'd be like, you know what, forget about it.
So then, what happens? Does she fall asleep or?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was Ashlyn. Gave her something that helps her out whenever she's feeling nervous or anxious or something, and she ends up going into a room, runs into a mannequin, and the mannequin turns out to be Lucas Grabeel,
which was the best because Ryan was my favorite character in the original High School Musical.
And I'm sorry, Lucas, if you're watching this, which I doubt, you gained some weight, man, and you're losing your hair.
Don't be rude. He's older now.
Wait, was he losing? I forgot. Was he losing his hair?
He didn't have as much hair as he did.
Yeah, but he still looks good, despite the weight. Mm-hmm. But he still has a great singing voice, and I love the fourth wall breaks during that song. That's got to be. Besides Miss Jen singing about her missing piece, which is the explanation of what happened.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really great song. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a great song for teachers and their role towards their students.
I agree.
But yeah, no, she, after the fantasy called A Role of a Lifetime, she gets the idea of, we're going to put this production at East High instead.
And they're going to have it in the gymnasium.
Which I don't really know how that fantasy put that image in her head.
I don't know. But that's pretty much all the episode was about. It was really focused on Miss Jen. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember anything happening major with the other characters.
No. EJ. He found out Carlos was carrying, when they were moving things into the theater, Carlos was carrying around a box that had notes and papers and all that saying why she chose certain students for certain roles, and EJ got curious, and he looked through it and found out he lacks the emotion of the movie, and he felt so hurt by that. And I gotta say, this is where I started liking EJ as a character. He's an adorable dork. He's trying so hard to show emotion.
Once he finds that out, he tries to show emotion in his acting when he's doing the Chad role or practicing, and everyone is so freaked out by his performance. You just look weird at doing that.
Didn't he forcefully make himself cry?
I think so, and it was just weird because he was still smiling, but he was crying, and it just didn't work out for him.
It didn't. Then you find him eating popcorn later.
And I think after that, Carlos and him kind of became friends, or at least made amends, and they got along with each other. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And let's not forget about Ricky and Nene. I some reason EJ's name was stuck in my head. during the Thanksgiving episode, they kind of got at each other's throats. She was trying to be supportive of him because of the whole situation with his mother. And basically, he tried to apologize, and, they talk a little bit during the piano session. They start reminiscing about the past and how, they basically revealed their real names.
Yeah, Nini was a nickname that Ricky gave her in kindergarten, and she still goes by it.
And Ricky was also another nickname. It was just short for something. I don't remember. Oh my god, I don't remember what their actual names were.
It was probably Richard or something.
Richard. Oh, here we go. Richard, Ricky, Bowen.
Yeah.
Nina, Nini, Salazar, Roberts.
I think Ricky said that he called her Nini because he couldn't say Nina or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it just stuck. And they almost kiss. Which I'm just like, these two are too cute together. I just want to wrap them in a cute little blanket and throw them in the corner. And now we go into the last two episodes. Opening night, which I'm guessing fast forward a couple of weeks or something, because
definitely a little bit of a time jump because they're like ready to perform.
Yeah, there's no way in hell they're all ready. So it's on the opening night of production, and I feel like this editing was weird. How they started off with EJ.
It was. I honestly feel, maybe you feel this way, I don't know, that the last two episodes, they weren't rushed, but they weren't done the same way as the last 8 episodes.
Actually, you know what I'm going to say right now? For a production of High School Musical, Miss Jen really needs to find another job, because there were so many
she's not certified to teach.
There were so many inaccuracies. Why was Get Your Head in the Game so late in the play? Like, they already did the status quo, and then they did Get Your Head in the Game. What the fuck, Miss Jen?
I thought Get Your Head in the Game was at the end.
No, Get Your Head in the Game was the second song in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize
Man.
that. But speaking of Get Your Head in the Game, that's when, so they were all performing, it was going okay. One thing we forgot to mention was,
yes.
What's the friend's name again?
Oh.
It's not Tiffany, is it? No.
No.
What is it?
Courtney.
Courtney, that's it. Courtney finds out that Nini wants to go to this art school instead of a regular public high school.
And Nini was too scared.
And so Courtney decided to call up that school and get like a talent specialist to come to the play and watch Nini perform. And so Nini finds this out right before she goes on stage.
No, right in the middle.
In the middle. And at the same time, Ricky looks out into the audience during Get Your Head in the Game and finds out that his mom shows up for the play, which is awesome, but she decided to bring her new boyfriend.
Can I just say, though, his mom is like the worst. She chooses the worst times to do anything.
Yeah. I don't think she meant anything by it. If you think about it from like an adult perspective, like if the dad wasn't okay with it, the boyfriend wouldn't have been there.
And not just that, she probably didn't think like Ricky would even notice.
Right.
But still, though, like, come on.
If you knew your son was going to be sensitive, then you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Yeah, like, at least, like, I don't know. I don't know how I would want it to go about if it was my mother. But yeah, no, the episode was actually pretty straightforward.
Also, since Gina moved away, they needed a replacement for her character in the play. So they chose Courtney to do it because we discovered that Courtney has an amazing singing voice.
Yep, in the
last episode.
Tech rehearsal.
Yeah. We also have flowers delivered to the rehearsal room before the play, and we find out that...
Oh, hold on.
Oh, we don't find out yet. We don't find out who gave the flowers to who.
Mm-hmm.
They just end up being there.
Yep.
And also, Ricky and Nini, I think they both have like a pre-show gift for each other, but
they do.
They're too nervous to give it to each other, so
yeah,
they don't actually given in this episode.
Yeah, she has a dog tag, which we find out what the tag says in the last episode. And Ricky has a song for her. And before the musical even starts, they have a song that plays called Just for a Moment, which is actually written and performed by the actors who play Ricky and Nini, which I will throw their names out there to give them, say what their names are: Joshua Bassett and Olivia Rodrigo. And I've listened to the full song. It's a pretty good song. They did a great job at it. And I think, it's not really a song I think anyone can relate to. It's specifically, they did a great job specifically writing it for these two characters.
That's true.
And, like I said, I doubt no one would really listen to this in terms of celebrity-wise, but they did a great job. And you could just tell these two are like, okay, I really do love this girl, but is this only because we're putting on a show?
Right.
And I think that's a perfect song to really showcase how they feel. Now moving on to Act 2, because really opening that.
Last episode.
Actually, we forgot one thing. Because he saw his mother, he freaked out and made EJ perform as Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
And now we go into Act 2, which is the final episode of the season. And really, it's another straightforward episode. And that's probably why you feel that way, actually, about episode 9 and 10 and how they feel so different. It's because it has one straight focus. It's not like focusing on different characters. Because really what this episode's about is, EJ performing with Nini, and Nini's like, what the hell are you doing? And Ricky, he's trying to find the courage. Gina gives him a pep talk. Actually, not just that, his mom basically tells him, like, and this actually kind of hit home for people like us who've been through breakups. And she's like, not everyone stays together.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do find new people.
Yeah.
And granted, I don't think he really gave a shit. I think it was what Gina said that made him want to go back inside. And then you get this such, oh man, I wouldn't.
Breaking Free rendition.
When she started walking up to him, I'm like,
yeah. So EJ starts to do his part as Troy, and as we talked about in the last episode, his acting is very stale and he cannot perform emotionally. And they start singing, and Nini realizes it's not Ricky who's singing, and she just kind of freezes and then sees him watching from the crowd with Gina and starts singing to him.
Well, not just that. I will say, even though his acting was stale, as as Troy, I thought you were poking me. When he actually was like, "I'm not the Troy you're looking for," I was like, "Okay, finally, you're feeling emotion." But yeah, no, she started walking up to him, singing "Breaking Free," and I'm just like, "Oh my god, dude, just come on, just do it." And it was actually kind of nice to see, because in the movie, Troy had to talk Gabrielle into singing.
That's true.
And this time it was Nini, the girl,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, trying to make the boy to sing. So they finally start breaking out singing, and honestly, the most intimate singing I've ever seen. Like I'm not trying to be dirty or anything, but the way they were touching each other, you could tell they love each other. And I won't be surprised if Joshua and Olivia actually start dating in real life.
That's what happened with Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens.
Well, hopefully it actually lasts. But no.
They lasted for a long time.
They did, and I don't know what broke them up. The photos.
I don't think so. I think they just grew apart.
Possibly, but those two have such good chemistry, and the way they just act, granted it's acting, but you could tell just by the way they just look at each other and the way their hands go about each other, they love each other. And that's something I loved really much about it. And that song happens, they have the curtain call, and they finally give Miss Jen the scene that she always wanted. And
Big Red and Ashlyn like each other now, and it ended up that Big Red was the one who gave the flowers to Ashlyn, and Big Red is Ricky's friend. I don't think we've ever called him Big Red, but he's not really relevant until he becomes more of a techie guy for the show.
Yeah, which I just want to make a comment. We both thought Big Red was going to be gay at the end of the season. We thought he was going to come out gay.
Yeah.
And then they started hinting that him and Ashlyn had a thing around Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, okay, I see which way you're rolling. So yeah, the musical's over. Everyone is getting ready to leave and take pictures like most people do during those times.
Miss Jen says, because obviously it's been renewed for another season or two.
Oh, actually, I saw a video. No, I saw a video actually a couple days ago. They actually announced they were doing a season 2 way before the show even started.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is Miss Jen says just wait until you see what it's in store for the spring musical or whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, because they already said they're not going to do High School Musical 2 yet. So I'm like, oh, what if they do Camp Rock?
Yeah, and then Dan jokingly said, if they do Camp Rock, just wait until they bring the Jonas Brothers on.
Stop. They're too good for that.
They actually might. They might get one of the brothers. Kevin would.
Kevin.
But yeah, I have a good feeling it's gonna be Camp Rock. Like when you think of High School Musical, the next level down is Camp Rock, in my opinion.
And then the next level down is the Descendants.
Honestly, I feel like they'd be breaking so many fourth walls if they do the Descendants.
They might, yeah.
Because I mean, it's Disney doing Disney.
High School Musical, Disney High School Musical, the Disney musical, the Disney Descendants series.
So yeah, she gives a wink to the camera basically to that, and then we cut to Ricky finally saying "I love you" to Nene.
Yeah.
And man, the emotion Joshua Bassett gave was so good. It made me cry a little bit. Well, he finally fucking said the 3 little words. So that was a good scene, and they kissed way too much for regular television.
I mean, for Disney television.
Yeah. No, Disney, like regular Disney television. That's not even.
I'm pretty sure Hannah Montana had some kisses though that were
not like that. Not even Nickelodeon had those kisses. Nickelodeon. With how they kiss.
So, yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know, because now I'm looking at you to transition.
Oh.
To the top 3 songs.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, like, all right, so before we do that,
okay,
we still got a little bit of the episode left.
We do?
Yeah. So the reason why Ricky goes to see Nene, well, not the reason why, he's basically trying to say, like, what do we do now that the show's over? And, he hears at first that the talent specialist actually left, and Nene's pretty upset about it. She doesn't seem too upset about it. Mm-mm. So that's when they kiss a lot. And as they're leaving, Nene actually runs into the talent specialist and finds out she's actually being given an offer for it. Now, she has to choose between either staying at school with the boy she loves or going to the art school. Now we can talk about the top 3 songs.
Okay. You want to start or me?
I can start.
Okay.
Now, I can't really say in order which one I like, and we're going to be talking about original songs. We're not going to be saying any new songs.
No,
no.
Way around.
We're gonna be listing only our top 3 original songs from the series itself, and not any from the actual movie. Mm-hmm. So I'll start off. I don't really know what order these would be in yet, but I think I kind of is definitely in my top 3.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
It's just such a cute song, and not just that, you and me sing to it quite a bit.
Yeah. Not in public. Sounds too chicken.
Fuck you. Born to Be Brave.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I like it because it's like the first group song, and I feel like the only thing I don't like about it is I've told you this actually, and this isn't a big issue with me. I don't care about female empowerment, but the one thing I thought was a negative, at least for the season, is that it focused a lot on the female characters, and I felt like the male characters didn't have much time to like.
Hopefully season 2 has more male character involvement. Yeah,
because most of the singing is actually done by Olivia, which, like I said, she's a great singer. The songs, I love pretty much all the songs, but it was just mostly about, it was just more focused on females. And Born to Be Brave, while it is in my top 3, was female focused just because of the first couple lyrics. And I just want to hear more. Like, I want to hear, like, season 2, I want to hear a song from well, maybe not EJ, but Ricky specifically, or Seb. Oh my God, Seb has a great voice. But I want to hear a song specifically, like he sings himself, that's not from the movie,
Right.
because he has a great voice too.
That's true.
But yeah, Born to Be Brave. I think I kind of and you know the song name.
Which one?
The one that Olivia sings in Thanksgiving, where she's saying about
Out of the Old.
Out of the old, in with the new.
I
actually
in with the new. That's fabulous from High School Musical too. It's just
No.
called Out of the Old, I think.
Thanksgiving. Let's see, what the hell's the name?
Out of the Old.
Is that actually the name of the song?
Yes.
Oh, then Out of the Old.
Yeah.
Now you.
Now me. So mine would be, I kind of have 4.
You have 4?
I have 4.
Fucking say it, god damn it.
Okay. So Out of the Old, I think I kind of but the 2 that are different for me is I like All I Want, which is the song that Nene wrote when she was kind of stuck in her feelings between EJ and Ricky. That episode that Ricky stayed over because he found out about the divorce. And that's a really good song. It's also a TikTok song now, so there's been some pretty good memes. But another one of my favorites that I think I like more than All I Want is Wondering. And it kind of crept up on me because when I first heard it, I didn't really care about it. And then when I listened to it over and over again, I realized that the lyrics are so relatable. Like, wondering what would happen if you did things differently in the past. Would your life still be the same? Would you still be wondering certain choices you made? So I would say definitely, if I got rid of one song, it would be All I Want, and then my top 3 would be, I think I kind of Wondering and Out of the Old.
Good list. So what would you think of the season overall?
I would say I think the beginning was stronger than the end. I just felt like something was missing from the end that I was expecting, and I didn't get it.
I feel like they should have had one more episode.
I wouldn't even say that. But I am excited for the next season, whatever it might be. Same.
I will say this is definitely a surprise hit. I really did not think I would like this more than the movies, at least for the first season. So far, I really do like it more than the movies. I remember you and me both were like cautious about it because we both love the movies, and we thought this show would not be as good. And from what I've been seeing, the show is really a big surprise hit that people are like, I can't believe this is actually good.
Yeah.
So honestly, if I had to rate this season, 8 out of 10.
I was gonna say like 7.5, 8.
Damn. I thought you were gonna say an 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I said, the ending I felt was a bit weak.
That's why I gave it an 8. And I feel like in certain scenarios, I feel like they kind of didn't make sense. Like certain parts that Ricky responded to, I'm like, I remember we reacted like, really? You were just there or something like that. I don't really remember what scene it was.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a couple scenes where like it really shouldn't have happened because it was already explained to specifically that same character.
Right.
But overall, yeah, I really can't wait for season 2.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and they might have started production already, so there might be a chance it might premiere at the end of the year.
You never know.
Oh yeah. So that being said, actually, one thing I'm surprised by, and I do want to mention this in the podcast, the DC universe. Whenever a show ends on a season, they immediately, like, not almost immediately, but they start like maybe a couple weeks later, a new show. A new show, a new season of something else.
Isn't the Lizzie McGuire show coming out soon?
It should be this year. But The Mandalorian and High School Musical is now done with their season.
I think the Lizzie McGuire show comes out soon.
Girl, don't play me.
Because I think so. What? The original Lizzie McGuire only had 2 seasons?
2 seasons?
That's what's sad, but Disney spaces them out weird. 65 episodes.
Yeah, because of that Disney rule I told you about, which apparently is actually no longer existent. Where are you? Episodes. I don't need it.
Why don't you just look up Lizzie McGuire Disney Plus or something?
2020.
I guess it's not. There's no date. 4 days ago.
It's coming out this year at least.
Yeah.
Release.
We don't have one yet.
No.
But I'm assuming they'll at least announce soon when it's gonna start.
They better, man. Lizzie McGuire was like my first TV crush.
Mine was Shia LaBeouf.
No, I'm talking about the character itself.
Oh, mine was also Shia LaBeouf and Even Stevens.
So you had a crush on Lewis?
Yeah, when I was like 4.
The actual character, not the actor?
Both.
Damn,
I
bro.
just like Shia LaBeouf. Anyway, we gotta end this because now we're getting off topic.
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys again next time.
Bye.